Hey, how are you doing? Yes, okay. How is everyone doing today? Good, slay. I need a slay or unslay. Slay, unslay?
Plays. Mostly.
Slay. Slay today. Yeah, Punya, you look slay too. Slay, girly. Uh, is there anyone else trying to enter right now?
One more person.
Okay, Sonar.
It might be a
Magda.
full UIF stakeholder meeting
Oh,
tonight. We'll see.
slay. Hello, hello, hello. Let me just quickly change my background because it's very ugly. Hold on. I think is it this one? 잠깐만. Oh, wait, I'm not logged. Okay, got it. Yeah, never mind. Hello. Okay. Yeah, whatever. I'll just keep it like this. Okay. So, I think is this everyone? Shall we wait one more minute or should we just get started? Am I
We
mute?
have-
No, I'm not mute.
we don't have that much time, so maybe we start now.
Okay, got it. Then yeah, Hagwa, you could take it from here.
I'll share this. Okay. Okay. Hello everyone. Thank you for taking your time and someone is here. Okay. Thank you for taking your time to come to our stakeholder meeting today. We're very excited to have a discussion with you and also present the ideas that we've been planning through our training. So without further ado, here is the agenda for today's session. First, we will have some introductory sessions from our side. Then we'll talk about our project, and then we will finally wrap it up with the analysis of our future, our present situation, and our goals for future. So first off, okay. So first off, I would like to ask our faculty champion Magda to say a few words to start off our meeting. So Magda, if you could hop on to the board and
All right. Can you hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Yes. Um, Thank you so much to everyone present today in the meeting, but also to those who might be watching the recording later on. Thank you very much for the interest and the continuous support that you have showed UIF Sophia. We're at it one more year. This year's cohort is made up of 6 students from various faculties, and they have again been through a very intensive 5-week training so far. They have just a little bit more until the training is done, but in the little time that they have had, they have done a very good job at digging into the ecosystem of Sophia and researching the best they could, finding some areas that they could contribute all their learnings and all their newly acquired skills upon finishing the training. So the 3 project ideas that they have come up with are the product of these very short 5 weeks, but they are ideas with a lot of potential, and the purpose of this meeting today is to have a little bit of feedback from the other stakeholders in Sophia, and going ahead with these projects. How might they better polish them, and how might they better implement their projects? So with that said, again, thank you very much for all your continued support, and for any constructive feedback that you will be giving them today and at a later date. So with that, I will pass it back to Hagwa.
Thank you very much, Magda, for your great words. So for the next one, we would like to introduce this year's cohort. So maybe Aki could go first.
Hi. Hello. My name is Akio Shikawano. I'm the fourth year student of Faculty of Economics. Nice to meet you.
And today, Hitomi, who is one of our members, is not here today. So maybe Jackson could go.
Sure. My name is Jackson Thompson. I'm in SPSF Global Studies, and I'm a second year.
Thank you. My name is Hagua. I'm from the Faculty of Liberal Arts. I'm a third year student now. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Rio, third year in Faculty of Law. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Sarah. I'm from third year in economics. Nice to meet you too.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. So that was a little bit of introduction from our side. And now I'd like to move on to explain about our training journey that we've been going through for the past 5 weeks. So the UIF program, as you might know, as some of you might know, has this 6-week online training that we have to go through. As you can see from the chart here, we first started up learning about the foundations of design thinking framework, and then later on we moved on to a session called Landscape Canvas to learn about the innovation and entrepreneurship ecosystem of Sophia University. So we really dig deep to learn about what our university has and doesn't have, and that kind of topics. And then later on, we went on to learn about concepts and frameworks such as responsible futuring, strategic priorities, and lean startup. And this week marks our 6th week of training, and we're in the process of called storytelling. So as Magda mentioned earlier, we are in today's meeting, our aim is to share the ideas, the projects that we've been building up for the past few weeks, and to ask for your opinion and feedback on those projects. So that was a quick introduction of our training journey. And the next part, Jackson, explain.
Sure. So this slide is about, our UIF 2023 cohort and the stakeholders that surround us and are part of Sophia University. And there's 2 main reasons why we wanted to show you this slide. One was to reiterate our understanding that there is no possibility of making one of our ideas tangible, one of the several that we'll present today, into reality without the cooperation and the coordination of all these different groups. And second, and perhaps most important of the 2 reasons why we're showing this slide, is to really ask everybody, and Hagua mentioned this over the previous slide, is to really humbly ask for your advice and for your expertise, and really how to work and how to integrate these different groups with the different projects that we present today. How can we interact with the administration? Who can we contact, faculty and staff? What are the challenges? What are the benefits of doing such things? And I imagine with the incredible, massive amount of shared experience of everyone in this room, faculty, staff, and from previous UIF cohorts, we would be able to gain some very key, important advice and help.
Thank you, Jackson. And with that, we would now like to move on to our main topic, which are the project proposals. So today we have 3 projects, as I've said before. Project 1 is an idea of creating a networking event. So myself, and Rio will explain about this. And project 2 is about resource hub. So Sarah and Jackson will tell you the details later. And then last but not least, project 3 is about designing a design thinking course. And Aki and Hitomi is not here today, unfortunately. So Aki will explain about the project later. So with that, I would like to move on to the project 1, which is bilingual networking event. So this name might sound confusing to you at the beginning, but I'll give you an explanation now. So the reason why we came up with this idea of organizing a networking event, not just a networking event, but like bilingual networking event, was was the discovery that we had during our session called the landscape canvas. So during this session, if you could see the left picture, we during this session we tried to explore about the resources and opportunities provided here at Sophia University that are related to innovation and entrepreneurship. But to our surprise, we found out that there are so much scarce resources about innovation and entrepreneurships that are offered at our campus and university in general. So we found out that there is a Sophia office for Sophia sustainability promotion, and there's a really nice website where you can get information about how Sophia is engaging in sustainability initiatives. And we were wondering why we don't have an office dedicated for innovation or entrepreneurship promotion, because with that kind of place, students will be more exposed into ideas related to startups, entrepreneurship, and innovation. And that was our starting point to come up with this idea of creating a networking event so that students who might have a little bit of interest in innovation and entrepreneurships can come together and talk with faculty who are also interested in this topic, maybe outside alumni and experts from outside Sophia who could also have a very engaging discussion to expose students and maybe give them the opportunity to broaden their networks. So that is a short explanation of why we came up with this idea. And next, to give a little bit of description, this sentence outlines like very shortly what kind of event this will be. So this will be a networking event aimed to bring students, faculty, and experts, alumni outside of Sophia all together to have a lively and engaging discussion about maybe their career paths in startups, or maybe to teach them about entrepreneurship mindset, or maybe ways in which innovation can be practiced to make changes not just at Sophia University, but beyond Sophia University for startups, for students. So that was a little bit of explanation for that. And we actually conducted a survey to hear student voices about how they feel about this kind of event, like an idea for this kind of event, or how they feel about really like entrepreneurship and innovation right now. So we conducted a survey between 34 students coming from different faculties from Sophia, both English and Japanese. And we asked them about the resources provided at Sophia University. So we asked whether they believe, how much they believe that opportunities to learn about entrepreneurship or startups are given at Sophia University. And here was the result. And it is shocking that nobody answered 5. So most people tended to give lower rates for this question. And we were kind of expecting it too, because during our landscape canvas session, which is about researching about opportunities given resources at Sophia University, we also have discovered that there are so less scarce information about innovation and entrepreneurship at Sophia University. So next, we asked them about their knowledge about the startups and entrepreneurships. As you can see from here too, nobody answered 5, give a 5 to it. Most of the people tend to lean on to the 1 or 2. So we can see that it's also being repetitive with the result from the previous slide. And finally, we asked them about their interest in a networking event, if we actually organize this kind of event. And it is, we were happy to see that so many of them, 70% of those people would be interested in joining this kind of event. And so that was a bit of a result from the survey that we conducted. And next, Rio will talk about a little bit more about what we're trying to really organize if we were to organize. So Rio, if you could
Okay, thank you, Hagwa. So before we move on, I just want to ask a very random question. How many of you have ever experienced any type of like networking event before? Just a show of hands. How many of you have? Okay, oh, good, good, good. Okay, okay. So I think most of you might know what exactly a networking event is, like the opportunity that you might get there or like the atmosphere that you might get there. So let me be honest, in general, there's nothing, very different in between most of the networking events and this event, but there are some. So we're just gonna, take a bit of a look in there. So the first thing is that since we're having a networking event, we would set some kind of a theme in each event. So this is just an example here. We set a theme as startups in commerce. So when people gather, they know what they will be, exploring within like 2 hours when they join this networking event. And as for the time, we set around to 5 to 7, which most students can attend, but also companies can also attend after work as well. And we are estimating about a 90-minute to 120-minute event. We don't want to make it very long if we have a limited amount of resource, and also I guess that most people are very they don't have that much time. And also, as for location, we are thinking to have this event in Sophia University, for example, in 9 Cafe, Q Cafe. And also, we would like to have a keynote speaker every time. For example, I just indicated here that as an internal staff from Mercari Japan. Mercari Japan is one of the Japanese company, which they actually hire international students as well. And also for participants, we are estimating about like 40 people. We don't want it to make it a very big event. We want to have more a very home welcoming event here. So we are estimating about 30 students and 10 companies as a participant. And if we could take a look at timetable, these are the overview of what kind of event we will be doing. First, we will have an opening session, and then 20 minutes of keynote speech and presentation. And after 10 minutes break time, we will having a networking session. So these are the very random overview of this event. But the question comes to what's the value for students, right? So if we could take a look at here, we've mainly have two reasons. Number one is an opportunity to share their experience and ideas to companies. So one big part of this event is that we will ask companies to join to this event. So we will have more professionals being part of this event. And also another part is that event will be conducted in English. And moving on to monetized model, we would have students to pay for their entrance fee, maybe a bit of a community fee. And as for companies, we would like to ask them to pay a bit of a sponsorship cost so that they can recruit students maybe into the company in the future. But still, in order to do this event, we really need your help. We are very vulnerable, so we would really like to ask for help. So as we go through the discussion a bit, maybe we could take a deep look in this part as well. But if we could take a bit look here about what we need, we would like to have guest speakers, initiatives to promote interest in startups and entrepreneurship, through Loyola and Find Sophia, and et cetera, et cetera. And we would like to have expert as well, maybe a bit of a funding, and also understanding Sophia's value regarding innovation and entrepreneurship. So I would like to pass back to Hagwa now.
Thank you, Rio. So for the discussion questions, since we're kind of like in a rush, I would like to skip this session. So if you have any questions, or feedback that you would like to give, we can talk about it later. So just move up the slide to project 2.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Hagwa. So we'll be talking about the project 1 maybe later during the session. And we'll be moving on to project 2, which is an I&E hub for Sophia campus. And next. And this is what the website looks like. So basically, during our 6 weeks training, we've so one of the projects that we've done was called a landscape canvas, where we looked for information about what kind of IND activities our school is doing and what kind of resources to provide and etc. However, during that project, we really struggled to look for information on INE, especially because most of the information was buried deeply inside the Sophia website. So we found out that it's very difficult to locate information about INE on the Sophia website. So we've decided to make a website, a hub for innovation and entrepreneurship, like solely for that information, and especially for Sophia students too. And here we've decided to provide contents including like what it is and circles, clubs, classes, etc. that could potentially allow students to engage with INE, and yeah, and also about resources, especially for students who wants to start their own startup on Sophia University. They could be able to access those resources too. And also, while making this, we've also thought maybe Japanese student, although there are lots of exposures of INE around international students, we questioned whether there are some INE activities or exposure among the Japanese students too. So we decided to look onto that a little bit more from the survey on the next slide. So we've decided to survey 27 people. This includes both the Japanese program and an international students program. International program with a lot of mix of Japanese people and students from other ethnicities. And we've decided to ask them, for example, to what extent they're exposed to IND activities. And it was a very interesting discovery, since we thought that there would be less Japanese students who are exposed to INE, while there's more international students. However, in total, that was a 2.5. And although international and Japanese students are around the same level, Japanese students are still low, but just around the same rate. And also, yeah, for the next question, I would like you to, oh, okay. So sorry, I think you guys saw it, but yeah, so we were quite surprised on how many students, like both from Japanese and international students, were very interested in studying about INE, which is next, 77.8%. So these, both from the Japanese and international, were very interested in learning about INE. So we've thought that the INE hub would be very helpful for them to kind of learn about it. And I'll be passing it on to Jackson.
Yeah, and one of the key ways that maybe we can take advantage or really allow students who are coming in with that desire or who are already within Sophia to take action is to really focus on these key players, which is professors, students, and third parties. So, as we probably already know, there are multiple classes that discuss entrepreneurship and innovation. There's actually a professor here right now who teaches entrepreneurship, which is a great class, by the way. But this general idea of this almost like circular rotation of marketing and communication to entice and to encourage more people to join would essentially be between students and professors. One, professors would potentially be able to talk during class or mention during class entrepreneurship opportunities, other entrepreneurship classes, things that are already happening, but maybe we can do that on a larger scale. And then, especially in coordination with this INE website, students who are interested in Sophia might be able to see this on, sophiauniversity.com and recognize that, oh, wow, like I'm interested, maybe this is the place that I want to go. And with this relationship of new students coming in and professors continuing to share knowledge about what's on the website and what's already going on within the Sophia University ecosystem, we can see this continual successful approach. And then kind of the last part of this, third parties, is also potentially the most challenging. How can we incorporate these third parties into this ecosystem, into Sophia University? And that's actually a question that we'd like to bring to all of you once we get to this question section coming up. But we have recognized that there are some key challenges. We recognize the challenges, but we couldn't figure them out. So we wanted to ask you guys. No, I'm joking. But some of these things we really would like to get your feedback on. We have recognized that due to the lifespan of a single cohort, doing maintenance for a website might be a little bit challenging, especially if it's in coordination with Sophia University administration. Sustainability, in coordination with that first point I just made, how will we continue? How will this project continue after we graduate, long after we're gone? Who's going to be working with professors and potentially third parties? And then impact. How can we measure the impact that this website may make onto the Sophia University campus and potentially even abroad if it's bringing in students as freshmen? And so we'd like to raise, these questions, and hopefully if maybe there's some questions that are on the front of your minds from this first project. So maybe we can focus on those first. Or, let's focus on the first project questions first, if that's okay.
Yeah, just raise your hand, open your mic if you want to speak up, by the way.
Oh, sorry. I thought someone was raising.
Okay, why don't you go first?
Mana, do you want to go first?
ahead.
Mana?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, sorry. Just a quick question. So you're saying, just to clarify, are you saying that this is a website that the students would manage and create, or your idea is working in collaboration with like the Sophia website admin? And if so, have you talked to them?
A good question. Sarah, do you want to take this or do you want me to? Okay, so it would be a bit of both. We, as Sarah kind of created this prototype, so we would be kind of the lead players in getting the creation done, but there would, have to be some sort of communication and some sort of cooperation with administration. Not only just for, approval for doing this project, but also, to be able to incorporate it within the Sophia University website. Unfortunately, we haven't yet gone to them and discussed this idea with them. Is there any following questions?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. Hana?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you second. You can go first if you want. Okay. Thank you so much for your idea. I really like the idea in general. I was curious on how the hub would be gathering information related to innovation and entrepreneurship. Would it be like, for example, clubs that are doing an activity related to those topics, bringing it to, for example, the people that run the hub, or would it be that the people monitoring the hub just gather information? Or how would you, I think, maybe create the networking system between receiving information? Thank you.
Okay, that's a pretty interesting question. I'd say that to some extent, gathering information would be quite feasible, but at the same time, especially as most of us in the 2023 cohorts have a lot of connection with students who are involved in I&E activities, so that includes like Sophia Startup, I think there was Help Prize. So we could also ask them, like as friends and also just as collaborators together, to ask them about more details about their information, and we could kind of use what they've mentioned, like what they offer, to promote it on our website, basically.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Okay. I think. By the way, I think one more person raised their hand before you two. I think Rukaya.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hi,
you. Yeah, you were one of the first.
Long time no see, everyone. So I was wondering about how would you make students comfortable? Because the trouble is not like them making the ideas. The trouble is them, like the students, especially the younger ones, having the courage to go to the I&E club or the sustainability meeting and feeling comfortable enough to go again and again and not feel intimidated, especially since you mentioned that there might be a lot of businessmen for the sustainability one especially, and then for and professors.
Jackson, do you want to answer that?
Yeah, just to double check, is in regards to businessmen, is this a question for the first group
It is for the first group, but I think it also applies to the second group, just in general, because I didn't see it mentioned, but I'm sure you've thought about it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So me and Sarah will go first, and then we'll kick it to we'll throw it to Rio and Hagala. No, that's a great point in terms of encouraging, students who might not have the experience with going forth and trying that sort of thing out. It's hard to say. I think one of the things that could help is, a gradual change in culture, particularly, within the school and with the help of professors. The more that there's a discussion about INE, the more that there's a casual conversation about entrepreneurship, the less of a pedestal that it remains on. It becomes available to everybody else, to the common person. So I think that if there was more discussion about it and more easily accessible information, people would be more willing to try this thing that might not seem so niche anymore.
Thank you, Jackson.
Thank you.
And I think I think Haruka and Zoe were the one who raised their hand first.
Yes, yes, thank you for your presentation. I really liked it. I have two questions. Okay, so the first one is, why should students learn about entrepreneurship and innovation? Like, what's the pain point? We think that they need to learn it, but why? I don't think that, since not many students know about IND, then why do they need to learn it then? That's my first question. I'll ask the second question later.
Okay, that's a very tricky question. Thank you very much. So we believe that I&E is very, very crucial. Like, no matter like where you go, it's really necessary, especially when it comes to career. You really need to engage with like clients or companies, and you need to bring like innovative ideas. But I&E plays a really big role every day in our life. So we thought that it would be a good idea to expose students to I&E in order to prepare them for any challenges and any kind of career future, basically. Yeah.
Just to follow up, I think the words like entrepreneurship, innovation, design thinking, honestly, I remember when I first joined, I was so confused by all those phrases. They're so abstract. I really don't know what they mean. And to students who have zero to just little idea about INE, like, how can you make them become interested in learning about this? Because we saying that you need to learn it, you should learn it, doesn't make them have the interest in learning it if we don't really concretely tell them the benefits. I think, yeah, I don't know if you understand this, but yeah.
Jackson, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, when those terms remain as abstract as they are, it doesn't really mean all that much. But potentially we could show them, what those things have led to. So we could show them the projects that former UIF cohorts have done. I still talk about the journalism workshop that you guys did last year. I mean, it was a very incredible thing that you guys put on. And that is something that we could, show to them and be incorporating these things that, frankly, not a lot of people understand, and maybe not, we don't completely in any way. Innovation, entrepreneurship, INE, whatever it is, you can be able to more easily put on these things and do these projects and make use of whatever passions you innately have.
Okay, and apologies for cutting you guys a little bit, Haruka, Zoe. If you have any further questions, it would be great if you could ask in the end. We're gonna pick up the pace a little bit, okay? Professor Agata, would you like to quickly address your question?
All right. Hi. So thank you for the presentation so far. I think both ideas are good, but of course need more concrete work. First, the question that applies to both of the projects, I think, is, have you guys talked with career services? Because here could be some interest potentially from their side. And also, I don't know how much they help in terms of bilingual career support. Every time I go to the elevator, I seem to see everything in Japanese, but both the bilingual networking events with some flavor of inviting some alumni, for instance, and encouraging people to speak to companies, have potential connection to career services. And your website also potentially has that connection, which brings me to another point that one of the interesting, very concrete things that, like following up on questions from previous people, could be to showcase like what kind of companies maybe Sophia alumni have started or are employees in. Even just being employed in a startup could be interesting for other students to kind of make it more concrete. So I think in addition to providing some information about, okay, what classes, what events, etc., like providing some information about these concrete examples of future career paths could be really, really great and interesting, because then you don't only follow the career of one person, but also, okay, which concrete project they are working on which concrete company. So yeah, there is that. And the website definitely needs to be maintained and most of all updated. I guess if you have a website that has some news section and then at some point the news section will die, that of course like lowers the confidence in the project. So at least thinking how to keep the news updates alive is important. And sorry, since I have the mic, one more point, that this semester, the Nakagawa sensei, who just joined this year, Mariko Nakagawa, in our management department, she will have entrepreneurship class in Japanese. So that might be one more connection to get to the Japanese language students. Yeah, and to the event, the networking event part, the question, would that be a series of events or a one-off event is an important question, right? So thank you so far. That's it.
Okay, yeah, Professor Agatos, thank you very much for your insight. That was very useful. Shall we proceed or should, oh, Hagwa, would you like to answer? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to just address a few questions that Professor Agata raised. So, is it okay? Is the timing good? Okay. So about the Career Center, we've actually made contact with the head, the staff, Gary Otter at Career Center, who organizes events like career events at Sophia University, to ask his insights about the startup students' interests in startups, or from the Sophia side, what they think about, like what they think about, career opportunities in startups from their viewpoint. And we found out that a lot of, maybe not a lot, but a few opportunities and internship opportunities from outside startups come to Sophia University. But we also found out that there is actually a very strict filtering of those internships. So he told us that not all internships from startups, maybe opportunities from startups, get through their filtering to reach to the students. So that was one thing that we discovered. And also one thing that we learned from his opinion was that we asked him, how does Sophia University as a university value startups or entrepreneurships? Do they see it as a viable career option, or do they just think about innovation and entrepreneurship as just like as the others were mentioning, as some kind of approach or a framework that are a necessary skill that students might need when they go into like big corporations, because those are the most famous destinations. Those, please go. Oh, yeah, thank you, Toma, about the question. So I'm not sure exactly what kind of filterings the Career Center have for those internship opportunities, but that was an answer that we got when we asked whether there are any internship opportunities provided to students from startups that are promoted from the Career Center. And so our interviewee told us that they have a a screening process. So I'm not really sure about the details. I'm sorry about that. But apparently, like maybe screenings like whether they offer maybe salary or is it free internship or is it offered in Japanese or English? Those are just my assumptions. Yeah. So but we can get back to you when we after we ask. Okay.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Apologies, there may be a bit more additional comments and etc. However, we will have to cut it down for here for project number 2. Thank you very much. And now next we'll be passing it on to Aki, who's going to talk about the project 3.
Right. Our project is raising awareness of design thinking through data science. So let me explain what is design thinking and what is data science. So design thinking is a method of user-centered method for identifying and solving potential and notable user pain points. And what is data science? Data science is using data to solve problems from an objective perspective. So design thinking is a method that allows us to identify problems, and data science is a method that allows to solve problems. So in other words, if we can learn about problem-solving methods, and at the same time learn like where the problems are, we can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So let me explain like the best formula. For me, this is a best formula because my major is econometrics, a branch of applied statistics, and integrating analytical methods and the viewpoint of the problem I want to solve has already helped me in my research as well. So let me explain about features of Sophia University and why we are passionate about this prototype. So there are 2 features in Sophia University. One is that many students are humanities majors. Second is Sophia University is an advanced university that requires all students to take an overview of data science. So it connects to why we are passionate about this prototype. First, we need to take away the boundary between humanities and sciences. And secondly, data science alone cannot compensate for the human emotional ability to emerge in the future. So in other words, pain points are identified through design thinking. So this foundation of thinking is also the foundation of innovation and entrepreneurship. So to live in the complex world of the current society, it's greatly significant for young students to have a learning experience to understand the concept of design thinking before they start their careers as well, in addition to data science. So here is a positive impact of this prototype to Sophia University and to data science program and students. To Sophia University, this prototype can give the core of the design thinking method, and it will be conveyed to a large number of students. And to data science program and students, this project can help students to deepen their data science knowledge to recognize the balance between design thinking and data science. This is that I want to emphasize. So here's a final target of our prototype. Not teach design thinking. Do design thinking while learning data science. So let me explain the process. But time-wise, like unfortunately, I will only explain the overview of the process. Just first pick the idea. Second, adjust the plan. And third, get perspective by questionnaire. And next slide is talking about the process, but yeah, let me omit this time, sorry. So ripple effect, here's a ripple effect of this project. Firstly, this project can contribute to an increase in terms of enrollment in the data science category of the university-wide common courses, as well as in entrepreneurship course. Secondly, it can attract the interest to UIF programs of those who have little overseas experience like me in the future. So here are our strengths and resources. We have fellows with a strong background in design thinking. And we are a bilingual team. And we have abundant support and training materials from Stanford University. So let me explain what I would like to ask of you guys. Our goal for this project are to present concrete realities, to make it achievable and to have a positive impact on the student campus. So we need your honest review of the proposal and your efforts to help as many students as possible or understand the concept of design thinking. And through our training at Stanford University, our group has learned that design thinking is a critical process of designing and revising a plan, and that is important to identify the problems and potential problems. This project was a culmination of that learning, and while being bold in a student-like way, we were faithful to our understanding of the gap between reality and ideas. So here's a final statement about our present and future. So what we have learned for the 2023 cohort is to have a sense of self-awareness and responsibility as representatives of Sophia University and positively impact on the campus. And what we have realized is that the cohort of 6 who share this larger goal learned design thinking and proposed our products as a combination of our learning. And after this stakeholder meeting, we hope to work with Sophia University cohorts to support our prototypes, projects, and the challenges they're currently working on to improve our Sophia University campus. So we will continue to engage in activities that have a lasting positive impact on the campus in some way. So we'll be grateful if you think these guys can do it, and they have potential to do it. So yeah, thank you for listening, and I appreciate your attention on behalf of all members.
Yes, and yes, our presentation from our part here is now over. However, we are now open to discussions, especially those who wanted to ask a bit more for project number 1 and also other stuff for project number 3. Yes, this is the ground to ask. So yeah, please turn on your mic if you want to ask.
Hi, it's me again.
Go ahead.
Okay, so thank you so much for sharing the third project. It's like, because I'm also like I really agree with that concept of combining data science with design thinking. I was like, because like they are interrelated, they're not separate at all. Like you said, it's like they're part of like problem solving skills that we all need. And I think that kind of answered my second question that I wanted to ask earlier, which was like, how could we expand IME courses and events to a larger scale on campus? Which I think this project, in my opinion, would really, in a way, kind of convince Sophia University to really incorporate design thinking. Yeah. But my question would be, like, this follow-up question would be, how can we convince Sophia to raise awareness of INE on campus. I think like the situation for UF Sophia and UF Toku kind of different. For UF Toku, they have more support from the university. They have more recognition, while UF Sophia, we don't have that much of support, which yeah, it's a pity. But like, yeah, how could we the 2023 cohort? How could you guys try to solve this kind of problem? To challenge, not problem, challenge. Yeah.
Well, for me, that's why I feel my prototype is not independent, because I feel, the student idea is like sometimes not realistic. So that's why I'm always try to incorporate some ideas into the other like existing problems, other like departments or something. That's why I want to say like my prototype is realistic, and I want to collaborate with like I&E or design data science department or something to make it more realistic. Yeah, so that's why our prototype is not independent one, and I'm emerging more collaboration or something. Hopefully this is an answer.
Yep, it answered. Thank you so much.
Hi, if you don't mind. Yeah, thank you all very much for sharing the projects. I think you've all been articulating and thinking a lot about this. I'm just gonna go through like one by one. Like for the first bilingual networking event, I think this is a really good idea because I feel like OBOG events in English or like talking to alumni working in companies in Japan in English is limited in Sophia. And so I think this would be a great opportunity. And as you've mentioned, you have already reached out to Gary-san. So you've built a certain like relationship with him. And also our cohort was able to work with him on an event as well. And so I think you do have a foundation there to propose this idea. And the Career Center has a lot of resources, like with the alumni connections, but also funding, which you mentioned the monetizing model, right? So I think if you are passionate to do this, and I think like proposing this idea and working with them would be a good idea. Yeah, and for the second idea, the INE hub, I especially feel like really relate with this because like you mentioned, the Halt Prize competition, we usually have it annually, but for example, this year we can't hold it because we couldn't reach enough students, or we can't form a team to organize this event, which is a very like a big pity, I feel. And so I think having this information hub for INE would be very crucial. And actually, I want to throw this question to the Tohoku team, which have kindly come today. I want to ask them, how do you get information about innovation and entrepreneurship events or like activities at Tohoku University? Thank you.
Let me answer this question. Is it okay?
Yes,
Yes, thank you. So actually, our movement or this education is proceeded by faculties, not from student. So like actually our faculty champion Steph is making the website like Salah Jackson project. So like he creates project, he create a website to organize the information, the classes, project, program, like any kind of activity related to INE. Then, yeah, we have some part of that website or such information, the collecting information, or organizing information. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Like our case will be a good case for you or not. But like in Tohoku case, like university is very motivated to, yeah, motivate to the INE education. So I think everything starts from university or faculty side. Then for Sophia case, I think I expect you create any product, any movement. Naoki, do you have any idea? Rukaya, do you have any idea too?
Yeah, I'm a 2023 candidate in Tokyo University. Yeah, as Mina said, we already have entrepreneurship website that is from our faculty champion, and he just made a website. But when I talked with him, we are also struggling with spreading information because not no like not every person in Tokyo University knows about entrepreneurship, and they still don't know about what is entrepreneurship, and they don't know about the event from our website. So we are also struggling with that problem, and yeah, so we also want to deal with that problem.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mini and Naoki, for sharing. Yeah. I think just if it's okay, just for the third idea that Aki and mentioned, or does the cohort have anything? Do you want to respond or anything to the Tohoku team? You? No? Okay. Yeah. For the third idea, I was wondering if you guys want to make it like an official course, or just like a learning session offered by UIF.
All right. Firstly, I thought like doing or holding a new course is a good idea, but like when it comes to thinking about like our like what we can do, like I thought incorporating our idea into the class is more like feasible or something. That's why I feel under data science overview of data science is required courses. So it is so impactful. Like just even I get like one time observed or out of 14 times. So that's why I feel still my prototype is so impactful to the to integration of like data science and design thinking. That's why I feel yeah, like my prototype is not opening a new one, just like incorporating and ask someone who has like did their like design thinking mind and like to do the class or something. So yeah, this is hopefully this is an answer.
Yeah. Yeah, I think like in our sorry. Okay, I think it's fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, Aki, do you want to respond or?
Oh, not just like I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So anyone else? Any concerns, questions, etc.?
I just wanted to comment that a lot, like, of course, thank you for your presentation. I love all the projects, and I like, of course, like none of the like in anything we do, it's difficult to do just alone. And I just wanted to like looking at the projects that you particularly have, I believe it's the potential would grow if you ask for the collaboration of others, and especially with the website, the hub, you compared it, or maybe it was the first project that was talking about how there's
sustainability promotion office, but not one for innovation and entrepreneurship. But I think sustainability is also linked to innovation, and without innovation, it's difficult to promote sustainability. So maybe looking for ways to collaborate and at a project level is good, but also beyond that might be a good way to think about projects and how to move forward. But yeah, thank you for your clear explanations, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. Yeah, that's definitely a great idea. Thank you very much. So does anyone else want to comment? Especially on Sana's comments or okay. No, yeah, okay. But thank you very much. And yeah, anyone else have questions, concerns, anything? You could turn on your mic and be like, I love your project, anything? Completely agree with Kana's idea of introducing innovation through. Yeah, thank you very much. Good. Okay. Anything else? Thumbs up, thumbs down. I love your project. Yeah, I love your project too. Excellent. Okay, thank you. So I think now it's 1 hour. If anyone doesn't have any urgent questions, I think we could close the presentation stakeholder meeting here for today. Good. Okay, so thank you very much for taking your time to attend. And oh, yeah. Let's take a picture. Okay. Let's take a picture first and then I'll give my closing speech. Okay. Everyone turn on your mic. I know like you're shy, like I don't know, maybe you're drunk or anything, but yeah, turn on your mic. Yeah, good. Tomo, are you not gonna turn on your camera? Or Rukaya? No? Okay, I think they're shy. Okay. Hagwa, do you wanna take the picture then? Okay. Ready?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, another one. Another one.
Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I would like to thank everyone for taking your time for the stakeholder meeting. And yeah, your comments, insights, everything was very helpful. And yeah, we're very excited to kind of embark to our journey as a UF cohort officially now. Yay! Yay! Okay, so thank you very much. And I hope you have a nice rest of the day. Bye! Thank you.